Hare Krishna, Namaste, Chapter 18, which is entitled as Sannyasa Yoga. Sloka 63, Part 2. Iti te jñānam ākhyātaṁ guhyād guhya-taraṁ mayā vimṛśyaitad aśeṣeṇa yathecchasi tathā kuru. Thus, I have explained to you knowledge still more confidential. Deliberate on this fully and then do what you wish to do. Krishna is saying, I have shared all the knowledge to you, Arjuna. Now do whatever you wish to do. By now we should know Krishna is not a person who let us go so easily by saying, you do whatever you like to do. He is not saying, Arjuna, that if you wish to fight, you fight. If you don't wish to fight, don't fight. That is not the option that Krishna is giving to Arjuna by stating yathecchasi tathā kuru. If that is what Krishna meant, then why did he waste his time and Arjuna's time and our time by speaking Bhagavad Gita? We spend quite few years daily reciting and hearing Bhagavad Gita, and we are at the end of Bhagavad Gita, and now Krishna is saying, I told you everything, now you do whatever you like to do. It wouldn't make any sense. A doctor diagnoses disease of his patient and explains the disease to the patient and tells doing exercise every day for certain hours, having proper diets, going to bed at the right time, avoiding certain foods, taking proper medication will surely keep the disease under control. Before the patient leaves the office, doctor's office, the doctor gives a final instruction to the patient saying, do whatever you like to do. Then why even patients has to go to the doctor to get this instruction? Because this is what we do anyway. We don't need someone else's instruction to tell whatever we wanted to do. So certainly Krishna is not saying, Arjuna, if you like, you fight. If you don't like, you don't fight. So let's understand what Krishna is trying to say here. Krishna says, do as you like, which means I have explained to you many things. Karma yoga, jnana yoga, bhakti yoga. And within these I have explained many other subparts of karma yoga, jnana yoga and bhakti yoga. Now Arjuna, you do whatever you like to do from what I have given you, and that fits your position. Therefore, yathecchasi tathā kuru doesn't mean that as your mind tells you, you do. What it means is that pick from what I have taught you so far that rightly suits your position. One important philosophical point to be noticed from this sloka is that Lord never takes away the free will, jiva swatantriya, from anyone. How do we understand from this sloka? Well, otherwise Krishna wouldn't have told Arjuna, yathecchasi tathā kuru, do as you wish to do. Therefore the statement usually commonly said that we are puppets in the hands of Lord is not exactly the same. Puppets are not given free will. They function under the free will of the puppeteer. The puppets doesn't have karmas, vasanas, where the puppeteer has to drive the puppets based on their karma vasanas. They are completely by the choice and control of the puppeteer. In our case, we have been given jiva swatantriya, a little bit of free will to make choices. We can understand from this sloka very clearly. We can understand even otherwise if Krishna has not spoken this statement here. By knowing why Krishna even have to encourage any discussions with Arjuna, why Krishna allows Arjuna to even ask any questions to Krishna. All this very clearly shows us that God has given us free will. The puppets can never ask any questions to puppeteer. The puppeteer is not going to encourage any discussions with the puppets. And it is clear that's not the case over here. Krishna and Arjuna Sambhadam, they had a great discussion. So yes, the Lord gives us the free will, but at the same time, He is saying, use the free will within the jurisdictions that He has provided. In this case, Arjuna has given the Jiva Swatantriya, but at the same time, Krishna is saying, with that Jiva Swatantriya, pick from the options that I gave you. From this, what we can understand is, Krishna never gives up his Sarva Karanatvam, that He being the cause of all causes. We are again back to the same old topic. So Krishna gives free will. That free will must be exercised within the jurisdiction of Krishna's law. And if we abide to Krishna's law, Krishna will help us. If we go against Krishna's law, Krishna becomes an observer without losing his Sarvakaranatvam. Because even for those who doesn't want to abide the laws of Krishna, they need to function to exercise their free will. So, two things confirmed in the sloka: Jivatma Swatantriyam, Paramatma Sarvakaranatvam. Jivatma Swatantriyam, the free will is not taken away from any living entities. And the Supreme Lord's position as Sarvakaranatvam is not lost, because the Lord being the triggering factor, cause for all that's happening. Now Arjuna is thinking that there's something contradictory here. You told me that I can do whatever I wish to do, but at the same time I'm understanding here that you are triggering. If you told me to make my own choice, then how can you be the triggering factor? It is simple to understand. When Krishna said, yathecchasi tathā kuru, that by itself a trigger to Arjuna. Arjuna from starting doesn't want to fight, and Krishna from starting wants Arjuna to fight. So Krishna has been triggering Arjuna to fight. Therefore Krishna says, I am the triggering factor, Arjuna. Arjuna in response says, well, if you are the trigger, then why don't you do the battle? Krishna responds, no Arjuna. Karta is you. Doer is you. Therefore you must perform the fight, not me. I am not the doer. There we go. We are back again. Who's the doer? Is it Krishna or Arjuna? Arjuna continues, well, if I am the doer, I am the karta, then am I independent? Krishna says, well, if you were fully independent, you would have chosen the right option by yourself. No one would like to make bad choices in their life. Therefore, it is clear that you are not an independent, fully independent person. You are dependent on many things. The decisions that you make at a given point is based on which mode you fall into, whether sattva, rajas or tamas. It is based on the previous vasanas. It is based on the previous karmas. You have been given the Jiva Swatantriya, the free will to make choices. But because of these many other factors, you are unable to make the right choice. And you are not able to use your free will properly. Therefore, I have to give you this knowledge. Now, after hearing from me, use your free will correctly in doing right thing based on what I said. Now Arjuna, raising his eyebrows, asked, "Why are you so much interested in me, Krishna?" Let's find the answer in the next session. Namaste. Hare Krishna.